Hey guys, it's Mr. Eisens here. So we're starting a project this week involving creating a website of our own. So far this week, you should have selected a topic. That means you went to Schoology and you opened up our classroom materials. You went to the student choice project. You've been doing the attendance questions if you're online, or if you're in class, you've been following along. We have a drill going on. Thank you for hanging on. Okay, but basically the first thing that we did was select a topic. So if you have a topic, please go and do that. So that will be this page. It has all these different things in science. Make sure that you research it and understand what it is before you commit to actually doing that project. Because once you commit, and let's say you chose invasive species in Texas, okay, now you're going to have to do the Google assignment research shaping sheet, where you're going to tell me a little bit about your project, okay, why you chose this project, and then you're going to research it. You're going to figure out what the controversies are. So for controversies, it's going to be conflicts or disagreements within the topic that you select. Usually that's found in the solution part of your project. So if your project is global warming or invasive species in Texas, it's how do we solve those problems, and then there's some arguments to be had there. Not all these questions go perfectly with every topic, but for the most part, they do a nice job. Anytime you find research that you're going to use in your project in the research shaping sheet, put the link in question 9. Okay, so any article that you find, make sure that you grab that, copy and paste the link. Make sure that we're using websites that end in .org, end in .gov, or .edu. All of those are going to be pretty reliable sources, whereas the .coms of the world are not going to be as reliable. .com just means that someone is making money off that website, meaning that usually their information is swayed a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean you can't use it at any time at all or it's useless. That's not true, but it's just more reliable to use .org, .gov, and .org, .gov, and .edu. Okay, so let's make sure we focus on those. As far as, so after you get a topic, after you do your research shaping sheet, all of what you find here in your Google, your folder for student website project, okay, research shaping sheet, okay, you're going to need all that stuff. Now you finally are going to be able to make a website, all right, and so I want to show you that. So you're going to type in Google Sites. Your screen might not look exactly like this, but it's hooked up to your Google Drive, you guys. And so eventually you're going to find Google Sites. You're just going to type in and you want to make a new website, all right? When you make a new website, so I'll click here. I'm making a blank one. So you pull up, after you can just type in Google Sites online, click on it, and it'll bring it to your drive. As long as you're logged into your school account, you'll be just fine. So if your page, you're just going to title it whatever your title is, okay? So let's say it's invasive species in Texas. Okay, obviously you don't want to capitalize. You don't want to capitalize Texas, but this is what your title would be, and you can mess with it. And really, you guys, you're gonna have to mess with this because there is no perfect, like, you do this, do this, do this, do this. You have to choose how to make your website. And so using the rubric and then using Google Sites and the research that you've already done, the research shaping sheet, you're going to add all the information that you need in order for your project to be successful. Okay, so let's take a look at that rubric really quickly. The website project rubric, you can open up on Schoology right here. I'm going to open up in another tab so it's easier for you to see. But the most important part is going to be your 10 sections, each section worth 6 points, okay, and 5 clickable pages. If you're able to do those two things, you're going to pass, right? 60 plus 10 equals 70%, okay? Everything else, works cited page, you already have all those links listed in your You already have your links listed in your research shaping sheet, and then professionalism just means that it looks nice, it's cleaned up, it's not just scrambled together. And then relevant pictures. Okay, as long as you have some relevant pictures with all your sections, so you're gonna need about 10 points for that, or 10 pictures for that, you'll be okay. But anyways, so you get into your website, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna select layouts on the side. So I'm actually gonna X out, we don't need my camera anymore. But you're gonna choose these little layouts on the side, and then they add to your website. So now you get a picture, okay, one of your 10 pictures, and now you can type one of your 10 sections. Okay, your section, whatever you type, you should have about 3 sentences, okay, between 2 and 4 sentences written down, and it should be all new information. Okay, so picture, sentences, boom, then you can add another section. So this page would be one clickable page, because it'd be the home page, and it'd have 2 sections on it because it has a picture with writing. Okay, that's how the sections are going to work. So you're going to need 10 little spots of writing or new information that you're adding. You can do a vocabulary page. Just make sure you keep reading into our rubric. Okay, so you could have a page that's dedicated to just all vocabulary, and that would count as a section as well. Now you have other things you can play around with. Like this, it could be 2 sections, 2 pictures, and then you can type here. All right, so let me just show you an example of a student that I had in the past. Okay, and so this was one of his projects. He had gene therapy. This was his home page. One of the clickable pages. You can click on gene therapy. You can go to this page. Boom. He's got a picture that makes sense. He's got writing. Okay, another picture and writing. So this would be 2 sections on this page, and then you can go to another one. Boom. Is it a fully functional procedure? So he's dealing with the conflicts of it, or some of the different ideas. He's got 3 sections here, because picture, writing, picture, writing. Okay, that's typically how people have been doing it. Make sure to play around with your layouts. There's a lot of different things you can do. Collapsible text. If you want to look up a video on YouTube that shows you all these cool things you can add, do it. Okay, but this website is yours. Make it your own. Do what you think is going to make your project look the best. So you can see he's got a bunch of other sections. This would be an example of his vocabulary section, just listing out all the different words that he uses that a normal person that's not looking into gene therapy would need some help with. Okay, so he's got a bunch of clickable pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's got a works cited. Okay, the works cited does not count as a clickable page. So if we go back to our rubric, which is right here, okay, he had 10 sections of writing. He had 10 pictures. Okay, the website had at least 5 clickable pages. He had 6. That's perfect. And then professionalism. It was neat and easy to read and use and operate the website. And then he had a works cited page. So that project got really high, if not 100%. All right, because he met all of the requirements. Okay, so these are all things that you can put in your sections in those boxes that we were looking at. Okay, so words to know, explaining a controversy. Okay, unbiased representation of the viewpoint. Unbiased just means that you're taking out any emotion from what the research that you read, or people just favor one side without, just make sure that you present the information, the facts, and not necessarily are trying to persuade your audience. Okay, an explanation of scientists and their involvement. Okay, or you can relate a topic to something that we do in class. All those are great options, but typically the explanation of what's going on with your topic is going to be all you need to cover, a lot of sections. So make sure that you attend Zooms if you need some more instruction of how to use these websites and Google Sites. And this project is going to be a half summative grade. So make sure that you take it seriously, and you're going to do great. All right. I'll see you guys later. Peace.